Welcome to India's Revival. I'm your host Rahul Gohil, and the story we're breaking today is the most important story in our firm's 25-year history. It's a story impacting every Indian from Kashmir to Kanyakumari. A story of groundbreaking consequences that cannot be ignored. Yet, not one in 10,000 Indians is aware of what's happening right beneath their feet. Today, in this urgent new broadcast, we intend to change that. And let me say this in no uncertain terms. What you're about to discover could be the greatest wealth building event ever for both our country and your net worth. You see, COVID-19 triggered a fundamental shift in the global economic and geopolitical map. However, this reshuffling of the geopolitical map is just one of the forces fueling this great Indian revival. Because for the first time ever, three forces are simultaneously converging to unleash a once-in-a-generation wealth boom. With our estimates showing that the Indian stock market could add wealth of almost 200 trillion rupees over the next decade. And while this revival could positively impact every person in the country, you have the opportunity to turn this historic event into potentially millions of rupees by owning companies at the heart of the revival. Today, our guest, Tanushree Banerjee, is going to tell you details of the three stocks to buy right now for potential returns of around 1,000% or more over the long term. Tanushree is widely regarded as India's top financial analyst. Her ability to predict and recommend profitable trades from major economic events has earned Tanushree a cult following of more than 400,000 readers. And those who follow her recommendations have had the opportunity to build massive wealth. However, she says this is nothing compared to what's coming next. She says this coming revival is the greatest opportunity she's ever seen. A once-in-a-generation event that could transform India. A shift of unprecedented magnitude. One she urges all Indians from all walks of life to take advantage of because even a small stake could turn into potentially huge profits. Today, Tanushree is going to share all the details fueling this great Indian revival.
We are on the cusp of the greatest investment opportunity of our lifetime. India is about to experience a revival of jaw-dropping proportions. A revival that will mint countless new dollar millionaires as the stocks at the heart of this event explode in value. I am talking about the potential to bag returns of 100%, 300%, 500%, even 1000% or more in the long run, turning every lakh into as much as ₹1,000,000 with strictly limited risk and with no investment experience required. On the flip side of this opportunity, I believe that those who ignore the writing on the wall and disregard the evidence I am about to share will regret it for decades to come. While others watch their net worth grow by leaps and bounds, those who ignore this message will find their wealth stuck in the mud. According to World Bank data, in 1991, India's GDP was 17th on the global leaderboard. Considering our billion-strong population, this was a weak position. However, since then, we have skyrocketed to 5th. And I believe we will soon surpass France, the UK, Germany and Japan. Look at the growth chart, Rahul. After years of near zero growth, it has surged exponentially in the last few years. As I say though, this is nothing compared to what's coming next.
You've shown me research before proving Indians are getting richer faster than the residents of any other country, with the private wealth held by Indians set to soar to $24.7 trillion, more than double that of the UK and Germany.
It's an exhilarating time to be an Indian, that's for sure. However, all the great progress we have made pales in comparison to the new revival that's upon us. I believe we are about to experience a boom that could go down in history as the greatest wealth creation event ever. Three megatrends are converging at the exact same time. Typically, just one of the megatrends would be powerful enough to trigger a massive economic boom. Now, for the first time in history, three of these megatrends are converging simultaneously. And my research shows the result will be revival of epic proportion. There's only a small window of opportunity to get in before it's too late. And if you miss it, it could be the greatest financial mistake of your life and cost you potentially a small fortune.
So this begs the question, what are these converging megatrends? How will they impact India's economy? And how can our viewers profit from them?
The first megatrend is what I call India's new Silk Road. But I'm not talking about the Belt and Road Initiative or anything like that. What's going on is much more important. In fact, the impact of this cannot be underestimated. As you know, in recent decades, China has become the world's factory. According to the United Nations, China accounts for 28% of the world's manufacturing output and generates around $4 trillion per year for their economy. They are the world's leader in the manufacturing of steel, car parts, chemicals, electronics and robotics. Not to mention other small industries like clothing, toys, sports equipment and countless other categories. This title of China as the world's factory was always believed to be unassailable, until coronavirus was unleashed on the world. See, when the virus was first discovered, the actions of the Chinese government highlighted the dangers of over-reliance on one country. As a direct result of COVID-19 and the CCP's handling of the virus, a mass reshoring of manufacturing is now underway. No longer are companies exclusively using China. Instead, they are diversifying to a number of new manufacturing and supply chain countries. India has now positioned itself as a crucial cog in the global manufacturing and supply chain machine, and is going to generate windfall profits from this. Global consulting firm Kearney released a report revealing a vast number of manufacturing companies are already reducing imports from China, including Hasbro Inc., Walmart, GoPro, Universal Electronics, Apple, Steve Madden, Stanley Black & Decker, Whirlpool Corp and Intel Corporation. In addition to the companies already ditching China, a study showed a staggering 64% of businesses said they were likely to reshore production in response to COVID-19. While some of this was already happening before the pandemic, it has been accelerated greatly and has ushered in the rise of the new Silk Road. However, you have the opportunity to potentially grow wealthy from it too. I am talking about serious wealth. How? By investing in one company poised to best benefit from this new Silk Road. It's a company impacting billions of people every day. And I'm willing to bet that you've used their products without even knowing it, Rahul. That's because the hidden force fueling juggernauts like Unilever, Colgate-Palmolive, L'Oreal, Procter & Gamble, ITC, Marico, Himalaya and many more. In fact, without this one company, many of these major corporations would be crippled. Despite this, most investors don't even know that this firm exists. I believe this stock could potentially deliver around 1200% returns over the long term as this India's new Silk Road develops and spreads. You should grab the stock immediately. However, before I tell you about this company at the heart of India's new Silk Road, I want to discuss the next megatrend forming. Because remember, the revival isn't being fueled by just one megatrend, but the simultaneous convergence of three trends at once. It's what I call the new Silicon Valley. Let me tell you, Rahul, in my 20-year career, I have never seen anything more exciting than this. Our country is no longer just a simple factory. We are fast becoming a key player in the global economy, designing and building new innovative solutions, not just fulfilling orders for other more developed countries. And entrepreneurs all across the country are innovating new technologies, solutions, and companies at an incredible pace. Financial technology, artificial intelligence, clean energy, electric vehicles, blockchain, telecom, life sciences. Indian entrepreneurs are tackling big challenges and developing amazing solutions. In just the first 6 months into 2021 alone, another 15 firms have reached the coveted unicorn status of $1 billion valuation. This innovation boom is now attracting the attention of the rest of the world. Funding is pouring in from abroad, and investors realize India is going to be one of the global leaders in new startups. Just take a look at the small fraction of the startups that are receiving huge cash injections from investors both home and abroad. Each of these exciting new startups has the potential to turn a small stake into windfall profits. Just take a look at the returns of some of the famous American startups. Apple returned early investors 38,951%. Microsoft handed early investors 35,216%. Amazon delivered investors 61,525%. Yes, and believe it or not, the potential for many of India's new startups could eventually rival the size of some of America's most dominant tech firms. I have identified a relatively undervalued blue chip company that is buying up shares in many of India's most exciting startups. And as some of their startup investments go on to become the next Paytm, Oyo, and Byju's. With this blue chip stock, you can get a backdoor entry into the lucrative world of startups and their unicorn size gains, without the high risk involved in speculating on new companies. Today, very few people in India know about this opportunity. But as soon as the word spreads, you could see a massive rally in this blue chip stock. My research shows that this single stock could potentially return around 700% or more over the long term. In just a moment, I'll tell you how to get the name of this company. But first, let me tell you about the third mega trend, which is what I call India's new horizon. It is directly downstream from the first two megatrends. See, as our manufacturing sector and startup industry roars to new heights, creating huge surges in GDP, India's landscape will be radically transformed. Our cities and towns will be transformed. The country will be modernized with new railways, bridges, inland waterways, gas pipelines, schools. The list goes on, and it impacts every Indian from all walks of life. In short, we are going to be catapulted into the 21st century into a developed nation. And the companies at the heart of this infrastructure boom will skyrocket in value as the government gives them a near endless supply of projects. See, if you can identify the stocks set to benefit from this near endless supply of government money and backing, you can make a fortune. Just take a look at how rich investors could have got by backing government contractors in other countries. Lockheed Martin is up 4,400% in just 3 decades. Raytheon is up 2,300%. Jacobs Engineering Group is up over 4,000%. It's why I'm so bullish on infrastructure stocks here in India. With the government promising to spend trillions on infrastructure, I believe certain companies will find their share price surging. And I've identified what I believe is the number one horse to back. 20 years ago, this was a tiny company nobody cared about. But today it has become a multi-billion-dollar behemoth and it shows no signs of slowing down. Power plants, roads, bridges, this company has expertise to execute all such infrastructure projects. This company's stock has grown by leaps and bounds over the last 2 decades. But this is just the beginning. Because over the coming decade, there's going to be massive spending on infrastructure in India. $1.4 trillion is already planned over the next 5 years. And I'm not even counting trillions of dollars worth from the global market. The next phase of rapid growth for this company is just about to begin. And I believe this single stock could potentially offer you around 900% returns over the long term. You see, while dozens of companies will benefit in one way or another from India's soon-to-be booming economy, only a select few will deliver truly exceptional gains to investors. Only a few have the potential to make you rich. Take a look at what happened after America's Great Depression. As the American revival started, it impacted almost everyone in one way or another. However, for certain companies, it was an inflection point that put them on the path to becoming global behemoths. Well, India's revival post-COVID-19 is expected to have a similar multiplier effect on select group of companies. Stocks that will surge ahead of all others in the years to come, making early investors rich beyond belief. I'm giving everyone watching a free copy of my brand new roadmap, India's Great Revival, the 3 mega trends behind 1000% gains. Inside, you'll get an even more in-depth walkthrough and analysis of this great Indian revival. I'll show you exactly what's unfolding, what to expect in the coming weeks and months, and how you can best capitalize on it. It's all written in a clear, easy-to-follow way. You don't need to be a professional investor to understand this report. Plus, I'll give you the details of the 3 revival stocks in this report. I'm urging you to snatch up while they are still relatively undervalued. You'll get their names, ticker symbols, buy up to prices, and a full breakdown of why I'm so bullish on these companies. And remember, these stocks have the potential to return around 1000% or more. Yet, to my knowledge, no one has spotted their untapped potential yet, giving you the chance to grab them cheap.
In the past, Tanushree has helped her readers go for profits of over 1000% in Titan in just 2.5 years, 1000% on Exide Industries in less than 9 years, nearly 1200% on State Bank of India in 8 years, over 1800% on M&M in less than 7 years, and over 2700% in Voltas in around 7 years. And then there was L&T, over 3300% in less than 8 years. However, these could be small compared to what's coming next during India's revival. We are inviting you to try Tanushree's work risk-free. Month after month, you'll be receiving new ideas, investment recommendations, and strategies to help you grow your wealth. Because when you accept our invitation to try Stock Select, you will also get a lot of bonus new member benefits. The real world value of your bonuses alone, including Tanushree's 3 reports, the year's membership, the recommendations, and everything else, is rupees 66,800 rupees. And even if you had to invest that, it would still be the deal of the decade. Because what you will get inside could easily make you many times that. Even if we charged 25,000 rupees, your membership to Stock Select would still be a can't refuse bargain. However, We won't ask you to invest anywhere close to 25,000 rupees. Instead, your investment for 1 full year of Stock Select is just 6,000 rupees. That works out to around 17 rupees per day, literally pennies. And that's all you'll ever pay. No hidden fees, no cut of your profits, just a simple flat fee. Why so cheap? Because we don't want the price to stand in your way. We know that the best outcome for both of us is for you to be a subscriber for years to come. If you do, you'll be charged the membership fee once per year for ongoing access. Of course, you're under no obligation to stay a member and you can cancel at any time in the next 30 days. No questions asked. Plus, your decision today is backed by my 100% money back guarantee, so you're only agreeing to try the service right now. If after 30 days you're not happy, simply contact our team and we'll issue a prompt refund. However, it gets even better. Because remember, one of your insider benefits is that we're giving you a special 50% discount. So, instead of the 6,000 rupees others paid, you can get a year's membership for just one small investment of 2,950 rupees. However, this offer is strictly limited to the first 1,000 new subscribers, and after that, it expires. To take advantage of this offer, all you've got to do is click the button below this video now. You'll be taken to a secure registration page where you can review everything before making your final decision. So click the button now to secure your spot.